What's up, family? This is going to be a serious conversation. I work with so many young people and young adults who tell me, man, Elijah, you know what? I want to be just like you. I want to be just like you. I hear that so often and so much, and it hurts when I hear it. And I tell them, no, you don't. You don't want to be like me. I promise you, you don't want to be like me. And they keep trying to reiterate the fact that, yeah, I do, man. You have a great life and blah, 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 blah. You're so wise and you know so much and all this other crazy stuff that they say. And it's crazy because they don't understand the pain associated with what has taken me to get here. What I mean by that, they see where I'm at now. They see the knowledge and the understanding and the wisdom they perceive me to have. They see the peace that's upon my life. But they don't know the price that I had to pay to get to where I'm at. They don't know the brokenness I've endured. They don't know the loneliness I've endured. They don't know the tears that I've cried. They don't understand the fact of being abandoned. They don't understand the fact of loving people and them not loving you back. They don't know the pain of sowing into lives when no one was sowing into yours. They don't understand the fact that I had so much love to give and I was giving love everywhere and didn't feel love in return. Didn't feel like I had anybody to love me. Didn't feel like anybody loved me. And yet I didn't want anybody to, or these young people to understand that frustration. I didn't want them to grow up feeling unloved, like nobody cared. And so I sold into their lives, not looking for anything in return. I just didn't want them to grow up like I grew up. I didn't want them to have the pain and sufferings that I had endured. But people don't see that. People see me and they hear me talking and they think, oh man, life is great. And I tell them that I've gone through some things, but they can't comprehend it. And no one can comprehend it really unless you've been there or unless you find yourself in that situation. It's a heavy cross to bear, trying to spread love the whole time you're feeling unloved. It's a heavy cross to bear, trying to show some people and show young people and young adults that their life matter. When no one makes you feel like your life matters. It's a crazy thing to endure, sowing into the lives of everybody that you come across. And feeling like, man, nobody even checks on me. Nobody even reaches out to me to make sure that I'm okay. When you want to be loved. When you want to be held. when you want to be valued. And there's nothing valued in those things. Can you still make everybody else feel loved? Can you still make everybody else feel valued? Even though you're dying on the inside, even though you're crying on the inside. I didn't just read a book and wake up and know the stuff that I know. And it's hard sowing into people's lives, and they're ignoring you because they think they know better, because they think they're just as wise and just as smart as you. And you know they're making a mistake, and there's nothing you could do about it. And you're hurting and crying on the inside. Man, how come they just won't listen? I'm trying to help them. But for whatever reason, they're convinced that they already know more than I know. They're already convinced that they're wiser and more knowledgeable than I am. And I'm not saying I'm all that. But until you've been there, you can't really understand the pain associated with that. You can't understand the pain of watching somebody make a mess when all you want to do is help them. All you want to do is stir them on the right direction. And you have to just throw up your hands and like, there's nothing I could do. There's nothing you could do except watch them crash and burn. Because they're going to learn. They're just going to have to learn the hard way. And that's a hard thing to have to carry. That's a hard thing to have to watch. And so I hear all these young people in their early 20s, in their mid 20s, in their early 30s. And you're trying to help them. And they reject your help because they assume you don't know what you're talking about. They assume they're already woke. They assume they're already enlightened. I've been doing this for a long time. For a long time. And people don't understand what you've invested in your growth and development. They don't see the price you've had to pay. And they think they're already on your level. They think they've already surpassed your level. My hope and prayer is that you don't personalize it. Regardless of what other people do, regardless of what other people say, that you don't personalize their actions. You don't personalize their words. Because they don't understand who you really are. And because they don't understand the sacrifices that you've made to get to where you're at. And you can't really blame them. There's no way for them to really understand the sacrifices you've made. There's really no way for them to understand how much you've invested in your growth and development. They can't comprehend that. Why would you expect them to? Love them. Accept them for where they're at. And when they're ready to learn, when they're ready to humble themselves, be there to teach them, be there to guide them. I love you guys. Peace.